So my question to you is, I found just a non-felony amount of weed in that ashtray in the back, as well as in that basketball sleeve. So I'm gonna go over here and talk to these guys, and someone has to get charged with it.
Welcome back. Breaking news. Atlanta has been thrown into pure chaos as King Harris clings to life. At 3 a.m., the city's silence was ripped apart when whispers slipped out of a cold ICU room, sending shockwaves through every street and feed online. King Harris, the son of rap icon T.I. and singer Tiny, is fighting for every breath in what looks like a brutal life or death battle. Family insiders are speaking the most gut-wrenching words anyone could imagine. Prepare for the worst. Hooked up to life support, King's condition is collapsing fast. Each weak heartbeat feels like a countdown, each tick of the monitor reminding everyone that time is running out.
Hitting me and getting in my comments, telling me what to tell King, okay? I know my son. Think I ain't spoke to my son? Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmamas? His ass going to prison. If you got to keep this up, his ass going to prison. Ain't no way around it. Ain't nothing I'm gonna be able to do about it. Can't nobody stop it but him. You know what I mean? I've already had the conversation. I've already made my peace with it. Because I know that energy. I was that energy. I know exactly how it's gonna turn out.
Doctors have made it clear. The next 24 hours will decide if he survives. Witnesses inside the hospital describe a scene of pure devastation. Tiny, unable to carry the weight of her pain, reportedly collapsed in the hallway, sobbing uncontrollably, her cries echoing through the building. That raw breakdown caught on camera has already taken over social media, with millions of fans praying for a miracle. But here's where it turns darker. What was thought to be just a health scare now looks like something far more sinister. A leaked medical report details injuries that don't match up with a simple fight. Deep cuts, deliberate bruises, trauma that screams of torture. This wasn't random. It looks calculated. And then the bombshell, an audio clip leaked online allegedly of a prison guard whispering, "The order came from above. We just cleared the way." That one chilling line has detonated across the internet, fueling speculation that someone powerful wanted King silenced permanently. To make it even scarier, rumors are flying about a missing security tape that supposedly shows masked figures sneaking into King's ICU room, tampering with his life support. Whether true or not, the very idea has fans terrified because it means that even inside a hospital bed, King might not be safe. Outside the hospital, T.I. faced the swelling crowd, his voice trembling as he begged. "He's just a kid. Don't let them take my son." That desperate plea instantly went viral, breaking hearts worldwide.
I need you to step out the vehicle.
What you want to do? You want to take my grandma here?
Yes, sir.
There's one in the head.
Does your buddy have one as well?
There's guns in there.
All right, just hang tight right here for me. Let me clear this. I don't want any accidental fires.
No safety, you gotta take it.
There's no safety.
Take
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna mess around with that too much. Let me just set this down right here. Dude, step out for me. Yes, sir. Place your hands behind your back for me. All right, right now you're just being detained. You're not under arrest. You're gonna be at the church. All right, I appreciate you being cool, man. We're just gonna take a look at this information, make sure it's valid.
I ain't sure this.
Just take the step to the side for me.
Hashtags like hashtag pray for King and hashtag justice for King Harris are tearing through the internet, lighting up timelines everywhere. But while millions rally for him, not everyone is sympathetic. Critics are already calling it karmic payback for T.I.'s past, and the online war is turning vicious. As dawn breaks over Atlanta, the news gets even worse. King's condition has slipped from critical but stable to full-blown multi-organ failure. Inside the hospital, doctors are running on fumes, rotating shifts and pushing every limit just to keep him alive. But behind closed doors, nurses are whispering about something much darker, suspicions of sabotage from the outside. Even the staff are reportedly scared, not just for King, but for their own safety too. Meanwhile, the crowd outside the hospital has exploded into a full-blown movement. Some hold candles in silence, others wave protest signs and chant, "Protect King," and "We want the truth." The scene looks like a rally and a vigil all at once, with helicopters circling above as the noise shakes the city. Inside, T.I. is said to be pacing the halls endlessly, breaking down every time someone whispers about letting go. Tiny, devastated, has been spotted trembling, her face swollen from hours of tears. The emotional shockwaves are hitting Hollywood hard. 50 Cent, Meek Mill, and Kanye West have all dropped cryptic posts, some hinting at sinister industry plots, others warning about powerful unseen forces moving behind the scenes. But the eerie silence from certain big-name celebrities is making the rumors even wilder.
King's about to have a son.
King's about to have a son. Congrats.
Yeah. And I told him I'm gonna make this the greatest gangster of all time. I will raise this child to torture you the way that you tortured me. I promise you, there will be an indictment in this young one.
Are they protecting someone or protecting themselves? Whispers are growing louder about a theory that King was targeted over unreleased music where he allegedly calls out powerful figures. Some are pointing fingers at the music industry, claiming label betrayal, while others whisper that government hands could be lurking in the shadows. And as these theories spread like wildfire, the family has reportedly been asked to review end-of-life paperwork, the kind of documents doctors only bring forward when hope is slipping away. The truth is brutal. King may not make it through the night. What started as a tragedy has now twisted into a conspiracy, and maybe even the spark of a nationwide reckoning. Through the noise, one desperate voice cut through, T.I. crying out in agony, "God, please don't let them take my son." Inside, chaos erupted. Nurses rushing with emergency meds, machines blaring, each beep stabbing at the family's hearts. Then came the breaking point around 5 a.m. Doctors pulled T.I. and Tiny aside and delivered words no parent should ever hear. If things don't improve soon, we may need to discuss letting him go. That news shattered them completely. Witnesses say Tiny collapsed so violently she needed medical help herself. Her screams, "Don't take my baby, don't take him from me," echoing through the ICU, shaking everyone who heard it. A hospital worker secretly recorded the gut-wrenching scene, and that footage is now flooding the internet, breaking millions of hearts worldwide. But the nightmare didn't stop there. A classified report leaked soon after, hinting that King's condition wasn't just from the beating. Insiders say an unidentified substance was discovered in his bloodstream, something no regular jailhouse scrap could explain. Experts believe it was administered after he arrived at the hospital, raising terrifying questions. Who had access? Who could slip something into his four? Who moved in and out unseen? Then the internet went nuclear when a blurry, anonymous clip surfaced, allegedly showing two hooded figures slipping into King's ICU at 2:47 a.m. One moves straight to the bedside while the other keeps watch. The footage cuts off abruptly, but the implication is bone-chilling. Investigators are now scrambling to trace visitor logs, desperate to uncover who had the power to walk in and nearly walk out without a trace. Someone might have been trying to finish the job within minutes. Hashtags like hashtag ICUBBreach and hashtag Protect King Harris exploded online overnight, igniting global outrage. People are asking the same chilling question: how does a young man from a powerful music dynasty end up so vulnerable inside a top-tier hospital? Outside, the pressure cracked the family. Relatives clashed on camera under the harsh glow of lights, the pain spilling out for the world to see. Members from Tiny's side reportedly blamed T.I.'s past choices, and T.I. snapped back, shouting, "This isn't karma! This is murder!" Paparazzi captured the blow-up, and the clip instantly went viral, fanning the flames and splitting the public down the middle. Then came a leaked audio, allegedly from a senior Georgia prison official with a muffled but deadly warning, "Some are mutts. If the boy talks, everything crumbles. He can't walk out of there alive." Still unverified, but that one line triggered mass panic online. Suddenly, many started believing King wasn't attacked for who he is, but for what he knows. I fired back again, posting, "My son is being hunted by a system that would rather silence him than protect him." The tone turned darker. This looks like a hit as much as a tragedy. Investigators are now on high alert. Some sympathize, others claim T.I. is seeking sympathy, and the web remains brutally divided. Then the most chilling reveal yet, an anonymous nurse claimed King's ventilator was shut off for several seconds. That one detail sent a wave of outrage and fear crashing across the internet. In the dead of night, alarms blared inside the hospital. But when administrators checked the security tapes, the footage was mysteriously gone. Was it just a glitch, or did someone deliberately wipe the evidence clean? Fans around the world are spinning with theories, from industry sabotage to rival beefs to a full-blown mafia-style cover-up. With the fog of confusion growing thicker by the hour, the truth feels further out of reach than ever before. Celebrities started weighing in, throwing even more fire on the flames. A tearful Cardi B took to Instagram, her voice breaking as she said, "That baby don't deserve none of this. I don't care what you feel about his daddy. Pray for that boy." Meanwhile, Snoop Dogg went live with a chilling warning. This industry ain't what you think. Protect your kids? They're coming for all of us. Those words sent shockwaves, feeding the fear that something far bigger was happening behind the scenes. Inside the hospital, chaos spiraled out of control. Protesters stormed the entrance chanting, "Let's see King!" and "Protect that boy!" Police in full riot gear swarmed in, turning Grady Memorial into what looked more like a war zone than a place of healing. Through it all, T.I. and Tiny refused to leave their son's side. An eyewitness revealed T.I. hadn't eaten or slept in more than 24 hours, just pacing the halls, whispering prayers, breaking down every few minutes. Tiny reportedly clutched King's hand so tightly that nurses had to gently pry her away just so they could work. But time was slipping fast and hope was crumbling even faster. Doctors began using cold clinical terms like multi-organ failure and irreversible damage. Those words shattered what little strength the Harris family had left. One insider said T.I. snapped, screaming at doctors, punching walls, and shouting, "You're lying! You're not doing enough! Don't tell me to let him go!" His outbursts rattled staff and patients alike, turning raw grief into pure rage. Meanwhile, as the sun rose over Atlanta, the chaos outside only grew wilder. Anonymous accounts started dropping disturbing leaks online. One even claimed a top music executive had ordered the hit desperate to silence King before he could drop an unreleased track allegedly calling out industry power players. Whether fact or fiction, nobody knew anymore. But the fear was spreading fast. By dawn, King Harris was still hanging by a thread, and the world was glued to every update. Crowds outside the hospital swelled into the hundreds by morning, and by noon into the thousands. Candles burned, posters waved, helicopters buzzed above as protesters clashed with law enforcement and tear gas choked the air. The fight to save King had become a battlefield, both inside the ICU and in the streets of Atlanta. The city is demanding answers now. What was once a place of healing now looks like an all-out battlefield. Inside the ICU, King's condition took a terrifying turn, lungs failing, kidneys shutting down, as medical staff whispered the words the family dreaded most: "Prepare for the worst." The second that phrase hit social feeds, it spread like wildfire. The hashtag number sign, "Prepare for King," trended worldwide as millions poured out prayers and begged for a miracle. Then came a heart-stopping revelation. A whistleblower claimed King flatlined for nearly 2 minutes before doctors shocked him back to life. The thought that T.I. and Tiny almost lost him crushed fans everywhere. Social feeds flooded with tears and broken heart emojis. The grief hit like a physical blow, but the revelation also opened darker questions. If his heart stopped once, could it happen again? Was this really fallout from a jailhouse brawl, or was King being held at death's edge on purpose? T.I. and Tiny's sorrow morphed into full-blown war against the hospital. At one point, T.I. reportedly exploded in the ICU hallway screaming, "If my son dies, I swear the truth will come out. This ain't no accident. This is murder." Security had to restrain him after he smashed a chair in fury. That clip leaked almost instantly and sent social media into meltdown. Tiny, broken and spent, collapsed outside the ICU doors, clutching a rosary and sobbing uncontrollably while relatives tried to hold her up. That viral moment is already being called one of the year's most soul-crushing clips. But the coldest twist was still coming. A hacker collective dropped a bombshell, uploading what they claimed were internal medical files showing unapproved toxins in King's blood, substances not listed in any authorized treatment. The internet erupted with rage and even more questions than answers. The hacker's caption cut like a knife. "They're not trying to save King, they're finishing him off." That post detonated online, pushing an already furious crowd into chaos. Violence broke out as protesters screamed, "Cover up!" and clashed head-on with riot police. Live streams from the scene racked up millions of views within minutes, showing a city on edge, a family in agony, and a mystery that feels more dangerous by the hour. As the world watched Atlanta unravel in real time, the entertainment industry erupted in fury. 50 Cent blasted so-called industry snakes for orchestrating a takedown. Meek Mill tweeted, "They silenced the future before it could speak." And Kanye West delivered a chilling warning, "This is what happens when you say no to them. They come for your bloodline." By then, the narrative had flipped completely. Nobody saw this as just a jail fight anymore. This was something much darker, a war built on secrets, power, and silence. Social media split straight down the middle. One side demanding justice, the other coldly framing it as retribution. But inside that freezing ICU room, there was no debate, only machines beeping, sterile walls closing in, and a family crumbling under grief. Doctors gave another crushing update. With every passing hour, King's chances of survival were slipping away. The Harris family buckled under the weight of that truth as night smothered Atlanta. Then came another blow. An ICU security feed leaked online, allegedly showing masked figures lurking outside King's room, one clutching a metallic case. Whether real or doctored, the footage was terrifying enough to send shockwaves across the globe. Was this yet another attempt to finish the job, to silence King for good? And then came the moment that shattered hearts everywhere. At approximately 11:45 p.m., T.I. stepped outside to face the massive crowd. His hands shook as he gripped the microphone, his eyes red, his voice breaking under the weight of his pain. "They told me to prepare for the worst," he said. The crowd fell into stunned silence. He choked back tears, his voice cracking again. But how do you do that? How do you prepare to lose your child? He's in there fighting with everything he's got, and all I can do is beg you, please, pray harder than you ever have. He didn't deserve this, none of it. That raw plea ripped through social media, instantly spreading across Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, racking up millions of views within hours. It was raw, it was real, it was heart-shattering. But while T.I. begged for prayers, the public demanded answers. Was this truly fallout from a jailhouse brawl, or something far more sinister? Why were prison cameras mysteriously offline during the attack? Why were guards ordered to stand down? And most terrifying of all, who's making sure King never walks out of that hospital alive? This story is twisting darker by the hour, with the Harris family trapped in a nightmare that refuses to end. Doctors warn once again, the next 24 hours are absolutely critical. King Harris is still in intensive care, his body failing, his fate dangling by a thread, and as Atlanta holds its breath, the world stares down one burning question. Will King Harris survive this nightmare, or are we watching one of the most tragic downfalls in modern hip-hop history unfold before our eyes? And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to stay in the loop with all the latest tea. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, and I'll catch you in the next video.